Are you ready, Afrika? Arifka, the Afrika. Arifka, are you ready?
Sudah, Ma'am. Sudah saya
Ya.
record.
Nanti Anda kontak dengan Rahim ya untuk bisa membuat YouTube-nya. Kemudian YouTube di-share ke WA aku. Because today is very important thing. Because the kind of review for what you have to do for you have to do for the mid test. First thing first, we have the first topic that is business and money. Okay. Have you already read it? Sudah dibaca? And do you have any questions so far for that topic? Ada yang tahu bagaimana, ada yang mau ditanyakan untuk business and money for this topic? Yeah, any one of you wants to ask me about that topic? So you have to read it also, of course, yeah, based on the theory that you have already got it. And you have to read the banking and the poor. After that, you do the exercises. Exercise 1, exercise 2, exercise 3, exercise 4, 5, 6, and 7. Because all of the materials will be taken from these topics, from these exercises too. Jadi tolong dibaca untuk setiap latihannya. So first thing first, you have to state it that this is right or false, yeah. Ada latihan right T and F, yeah. And then the other one, exercise 2, again, still talking about the meaning from context. So reading is a kind of guessing. Membaca adalah guessing, menebak-nebak ya, apa yang ada dalam teks itu. So you have the examinations will be online and you have dictionary in front of you, but what I want you to do is open the dictionary, please. Walaupun ujiannya nanti online ya, Anda boleh bebas membuka kamus, bisa, bukan boleh, bisa membuka kamus, but saya ingatkan Anda jangan membuka kamus untuk membaca, because the time is too short, just only 1 hour to do the exercises, to do the mid test, and you don't have enough time for checking all of the words on the dictionary. So please do not open the dictionary. You don't have any time, and you will not finish. You will not finish for doing the mid test. Anda tidak akan selesai mengerjakan mid test kalau Anda sibuk dengan membuka kamus ya dalam membaca nanti. So first thing first, you have to read it before mid test, of course. Anda harus membaca dulu sebelum mid test, kemudian Anda kerjakan latihan-latihannya. And then if I ask you some of the exercises on the mid test, you will do it easily, of course. Karena sudah disiapkan, maka Anda akan mengerjakan dengan sangat baik dan cepat dan benar tentunya ya. Okay, and for every text you have got the theory. Setiap teks ada teorinya ya. Dan first thing first, before you read the text, please read the theory first, and then you read the text, and after that you do the exercises. That's all. Itu saja yang Anda lakukan. Anda baca dulu teorinya, kemudian Anda membaca teksnya, kemudian Anda mengerjakan latihan-latihannya. Ya, jadi setiap teks itu begitu langkahnya ya. Dan saya minta Anda membawa pensil untuk memberi highlight, memberi garis bawah pada paragraf yang berisikan main idea. Like we have on a banking and the poor. We have the first sentence, many people that seem to be no escape from poverty. In other words, they are poor, they have no hope that this will ever change. Kalau sudah ada kata in addition, itu sudah memberikan keterangan lebih lanjut. Jadi untuk yang paragraf pertama ini adalah, first paragraph A, ada latihan exercise 6 ya, ada micro lending, ada exercise 6 coba dibuka, ada micro lending, ada why most banks don't help poor people, a group that helps women to solve social problems, why it is good to lend money to the poor, dan seterusnya. Tolong Anda identifikasikan mana paragraf A, mana paragraf B, mana paragraf C, dan mana paragraf B.
yang banking on the poor itu kita sampai exercise 4 aja di sini.
Oke, ya sudah sampai 4 saja ya sudah. Kalau begitu, ya Anda tahu saja bahwa yang A itu adalah tentang kenapa why most banks do not help poor people? Kenapa bank-bank itu tidak membantu orang-orang yang miskin? Itu paragraf A. Paragraf B tentunya Anda akan bisa melihat bahwa itu bicara tentang microlending. Dan paragraf C adalah example of some success and one value of microlending. And then paragraph D adalah a group that helps women to solve social problems. And paragraph A adalah why it is good to lend money to the poor. That's it. So this is the reading structure for you have that you for the banking and the poor. Inilah reading structure-nya. Ya, jadi nanti Anda baca lagi dan beri garis bawah pada setiap main idea pada setiap sentence di dalam every paragraph. Ya, do you have any question? Saya tidak akan banyak bicara ya, untuk review itu yang ada yang tanya, bukan saya. If you don't have any question, it means that you know well and you are ready for the test. Kalau tidak ada pertanyaan, ya saya escape terus, langsung terus aja untuk mengingatkan teorinya saja. But if you have question, please ask me, please. Is it okay for the first topic?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And the other topics that we have for today, for the midterm, is job and profession. Job and profession. Oke, saya nyalakan lampu sebentar. Job and profession. Job and profession. Once again, we have the topic, workaholism. Okay, and we have theory for it. Theory reading, ya. Have you got a theory for it? Ada teorinya nggak untuk bacaan ini? I think it's up for it. Ya, tentang parallel structure. Tentang two sentences or clauses that can help you to understand the new words. Parallel structures often give the synonyms, corresponding words or opposite. So this is the way we used to understanding the meaning for the difficulty words. That is what we call parallel structure. So parallel structure is two sentences or clauses that can help you to understand the new words. Okay, ada bacaannya. Kembali ada getting the main idea for exercise 1. Ya, kemudian ada guessing meaning from context. And then reading, understanding, reading structure. Have you got these exercises number 4? Have you got these exercises for number 4? Ada latihan-latihan number 4? Have you got that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you already done it? Coba. Nomor 1 itu paragraf apa? If you have already read it, I think it's easy for you to do the exercise number 4. Nomor 1, paragraf apa? F. Is that right? Nomor 2, paragraf feeling of normal workers about their jobs. B. And number 3, A. That's it. A definitions of workaholism. And paragraph number 4 is paragraph G. The last paragraph, a test of the characteristic of workaholism. And number 5 is example of workaholism in big cities and problems of it. And number 7 is E. Ya, itulah yang harus Anda pahami untuk setiap reading structure dari topik ini. After that, you do the exercises, of course, for the meaning. You're just guessing from the context by using parallel structure. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Ayo, tanya. Kalau nggak ada yang tanya, ya artinya Anda sudah paham loh.
Belum ada, Mem.
Ya, apa?
Belum ada.
Oh, belum ada. Okay, thank you. Pas ya. Wah, luar biasa ya. You are such clever students, I think. Anda betul-betul mahasiswa yang pandai-pandai ya. Luar biasa, tidak ada pertanyaan. Such clever students. Okay, number 3 is topic North America, the land and the people. Page 131. Kita lihat topiknya dulu, judulnya North American Indians. And then after that, do not do the exercises. You just look at the theory first before you read the text. Tolong dilihat teorinya dulu sebelum Anda membaca teks ya. Okay, we have a definition of the item in the text. Bagaimana definisi itu bisa diberikan dalam sebuah teks? Yaitu biasanya dengan adanya koma, dashes, parenthesis, dan seterusnya. And another definition, you can get it from connecting expressions, such as in other words, that is, and so on. Okay, so this is kind of what we call this is a kind of what we call dictionary for the text itself. Jadi dictionary-nya itu dalam teks selalu sudah ada di dalam teks itu sendiri. Jadi Anda tidak boleh membuka kamus ya. Jadi adanya parenthesis, adanya komas, adanya dashes itu merupakan tanda-tanda adanya definisi untuk kata-kata yang ditulis di dalam teks itu. Oke, dan juga ada sinonim. Penulis membuat sebuah kata baru dan menulis kata baru atau kata yang mungkin Anda tidak tahu. And there are other words that which is synonym. So the synonym is the definition of the new words that we get it on the text. Okay. Synonym is a kind of explanation, of course. Yeah, this is sebuah informasi yang diberikan untuk menerangkan kata yang baru. Okay. There can be words that express the opposite. Kadang-kadang tidak harus sinonim ya. Kadang-kadang menerangkannya dengan opposite. Ya, itu yang Anda dapatkan dalam sebuah teks. Misalnya the opposite itu contohnya the words that indicate the opposite is but, yet, however, on the other hand, by contrast, and although. This is the opposite. Okay. Okay. Now, other connecting words, for example, for instance, such as and etc. This is also a kind and a certain punctuation like commas, dashes, parentheses, and a colon. This is a kind of it's a means, as a tools to for us, the reader, to find out the meaning of the new words. Yeah. Jadi biasanya seorang penulis yang bagus itu menulis kata-kata yang susah atau kata-kata yang baru itu dengan memberikan keterangan lebih lanjut atau memberikan informasi lebih lanjut dengan memberikan for example, for instance ya, karena seorang penulis yang baik dan baik ya, a good writer will give the reader information as clearly as possible, of course, akan memberikan informasi sejelas mungkin. Kalau sampai reader itu tidak tahu dan bingung terhadap teks itu, it means that the writer maybe is not such a good writer. Penulis yang bagus dan tulisan yang bagus ya, itu selalu begitu. Give us as clearly as possible the information on the text. So don't worry that you do not know the text, you do not know the words of the text, don't worry. Don't be so sad and confused, because everything on the text gives us information for the reader, for the writer that he wants to write about. Oke, ada pertanyaan? Adakah pertanyaan? Do you have any questions so far? It's clear enough? Clear enough? Hello? Sarah?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? Arifka? Amara Citra? Ranga? How are you? All of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any question, Ranga?
Not yet, ma'am.
Okay, wah luar biasa ya, such clever students you are. And then the next topic is what we have is tastes and preferences. That's it on the 163. Tastes and preferences. Yeah. Okay. Is it okay? Tastes and preferences sudah ya? Belum ya? I mean, you have got this topic also. What can we learn from art? Okay. And the theory that we have it is that to see a word in several different forms or contexts before you can guess the meaning. Ya, bagaimana konteksnya dan bagaimana different formsnya, bentuk-bentuknya. Is it noun or is it adjective, something like that? Because the forms, I mean the part of speech of the words can also help us to understand what is the meaning of the text, of the word itself. Of course, you don't, I always say that to you, I always say that you do not, it's not allowed to find out the meaning of the words in isolation. Ya, saya kemarin sudah menekankan berjauh-jauh hari ya, bahwa pemahaman sebuah kata itu tidak boleh secara tersendiri. Sendiri-sendiri diterjemahkan dalam membaca berbahaya sekali itu ya. Jadi jangan membaca itu dengan melihat kata demi kata, diterjemahkan satu demi satu. And then you never look at the context. It's yeah. What do we do is that it's wasting time. Itu sangat tidak baik dan sangat ya membuang-buang waktu saja. So the most important thing is that you just read the text and then you just look at the context of each words. And one thing that you have to know is that you have to understand the part of speech of the words itself. Itu juga sangat membantu kan. Kalau part of speech-nya apa, adjective atau noun, itu kan maknanya juga akan sangat berbeda. Okay, so the one thing that you have to know is to find out the part of speech for it, and also the context before you can guess the meaning. So once again, the reading is just a guess. I mean words and then a context and guess, itu saja. Ada words, ada context, dan ada guess. And the meaning. 4 step itu ya kan, words, and then we have context, not isolation, yeah. Words, context, a guess, not find it definitely the meaning, not, but just guess. It means that if you guess or guessing the meaning, it means that you just find out the general idea of each word. And then after that, you got the meaning. Understand that? Ada yang mau ditanyakan? 4 hal itu ya. Tadi words, and then what else? What else? Ada words lalu apa? Ayo. Cain?
Yes.
words and then apa? If you find out words and then you have to atau ada yang bisa bantu kita semuanya? If you have a words, what do we do when reading? Rangga, Eva. Yep. Do we have to find the meaning specifically and then definitely for that word? Rangga? Rangga?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Do we have to find every words in the text definitely the meaning? I mean the specifically meaning of that words. Do you think so? Do you do that for reading?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. You just guess. So every words you have to guess atau words konteks dulu, ya kan? Kemudian adanya guessing, kemudian adanya meaning. Yeah. Okay, so you have to do exercise number 3, number 4, and then number 6. Ya kan? Anda sudah tahu adanya reading structure di situ. Tolong ditata 1, 2, 3 sampai 15. Tolong ditata berdasarkan atas yang sudah ada. Oke, dan ada beberapa kata yang merupakan connecting words that indicate the summary of the material. That is in short, in brief, the result, in conclusion, in summary. Thus, therefore, to sum up, and as we have seen, this is what we call connecting words that indicate a summary of the text. Okay. Any other questions so far? Ya, kalau ingin mencari main ideas, itu terletak pada paragraf yang pertama. Sudah saya terangkan berkali-kali, tolong diperhatikan. Oke, ada pertanyaan dulu? Do you have any questions so far? No, that's okay. And the last materials that we have for the test is first impression. Okay, there are so many strategies that you have to give attention much, ya, membaca tanpa mengetahui setiap kata, begitu kan? Artinya Anda tidak boleh membuka kamus, ya. Though you don't know, keep going. Ya, kalau tidak tahu Anda tetap keep going, terus lakukan itu membaca. Bahkan kalau Anda tidak tahu, bisa skip dulu, ditinggal dulu, tetapi Anda harus membaca kata-kata di sekitarnya. It means that do not slow yourself down by upwards in the dictionary. Janganlah memperlambat diri Anda ketika membaca teks dengan membuka kamus. So, membaca dan membuka kamus, it means that you slow yourself down. Akan membuat Anda itu ya memperlambat diri Anda sendiri, artinya tidak paham dengan maknanya karena Anda sibuk dengan membuka kamus. Oke. Ini yang ada di dalam teorinya. Kemudian strateginya, main idea itu selalu pada baris yang pertama, kalimat pertama dan kedua. And the other sentence is a kind of examples, illustration to the main idea by expanding dengan mengembangkan apa yang sudah ditulis di dalam main idea. Dan kemudian by expressing the emotional reaction to the main idea. Kadang-kadang penulis itu membuat menyatakan emosi dari apa yang ditulis dalam paragraf baris pertama sebagai main idea. So sometimes he express his emotion for the main idea. That's okay. But the most important thing, though the paragraph is very, very long paragraph. So what I stated before, that you don't be so stressed, don't be so, sad, and then don't be so confused. Oh, the paragraph is very long. No, don't be that. But you just look at the first sentence. And this is the main idea of the paragraph itself. And if you have time, so you just read it again. Kalau tidak ada waktu, ya tidak apa-apa, baca paragraf pertamanya itu dari kalimat pertama, dua, sudah selesai. It means that you know the general idea of the text itself. It means that for 50%, you have got the idea, the meaning of the text. If you have got the general idea, I mean, you have got the main idea. Nah, dan sesudah itu baru ilustrasinya. Kalau Anda punya waktu, ya baca lagi. Tetapi Anda sudah tahu secara general idea what it is stated on each paragraph of the topic of the reading text. Okay. Once again, and context is something, it's surrounding. Saya katakan, apa itu context? It means the words, the sentence surrounding the words, surrounding the text. Itulah yang disebut dengan context, ya. Oke, dan juga beberapa teori harus Anda ingat bahwa pembentukan kata dalam bahasa Inggris itu very important thing. You have to identify it. How do we form the words in English? Because there are some rules to make, the organization of the words itself. What we call morphological, ya, ada morfologi, bagaimana pembentukan kata itu dengan sufiksasi, ada able, ada all, dan seterusnya. Kalau Anda sudah tahu identifikasi ini, you know well that this is adjective, or the function is that, and the meaning is that. It's very easier for us, of course, to find out the meaning of the words on the text, ya. Anda belajar juga, ya, sufiksasi penting untuk memahami makna dalam kata-kata di dalam teks itu. Karena kita memang fokusnya pada teks itu kan fokusnya pada words, ya. Though we are not focused words on isolation, but we have to find out the meaning of the words in a context, ya. Tapi words itu bagaimana dirangkaikan untuk menyampaikan makna dalam sebuah teks. And once again, I said, don't be confused and don't be stressed when you have got the long text, because it's only illustration for what it is stated on the first sentence. Itu hanya sebuah ilustrasi, kadang-kadang expanding, kadang-kadang emosi dari penulis ditulis juga di dalam paragraf itu. Okay, so you just read it again many times. That I believe that you know what is it stated by the reader or the writer on the text itself. Ya, untuk compound words Anda harus juga melihat itu secara kalau compound words Anda memang harus break them into the smaller parts. It means that you have to spread it every words, but after that you have to relate that words again and look at the words in the context. Kembali konteks memegang peranan penting di dalam sebuah pemaknaan kata. Maka saya katakan tadi ada words, ada konteks, ada guess, dan ada meaning. Itu 4 step itu yang harus Anda pahami, ya. Words, context, guess, and the meaning. Oke, saya ngomong terus. Ada yang pertanyaan? Silakan. Is there any questions so far? Clear enough or not? Ya, maaf saya minum, ya. Gak apa-apa. Walaupun di record gak apa-apa, saya minum. Okay, any questions so far?
Misalnya kan kita guessing the words, tapi kalau ternyata yang kita tebak itu salah, tipis.
Ya, siapa yang tadi nih? Ken, ya, Ken. You just guess the words and then?
Kalau yang kita tebak itu salah, katanya gimana?
Iya, baca lagi. Baca lagi. So what I want you to do is that not read just once, twice, no, but you have to read it many times. Iya, Anda bisa tahu itu salah. Mungkin Anda membaca ilustrasinya, ya kan? Loh, katanya ini kok ilustrasinya berbeda. It means that it is wrong and not the correct meaning. But you have to relate, of course, between the meaning and the illustration, between the information after that. You have to relate that. That's why context is very, very important thing when you read the text. I mean, to find out the meaning of it. Okay, Kane? Sarannya apa? Dibaca lagi. Kalau ternyata salah, tahu salah kok diulang lagi. Dibetulkan. Okay, Kane?
Okay, so we have to get the idea of the word.
Yeah, of course that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So now I will give you the information for the MITAS next week. The MITAS will be the time is the same, but we have the Zoom time for reading 4. That is on a Monday at 10:10 to 11:10. Okay. And the material will be uploaded on that time. Materi akan saya uploaded pada waktu itu. Jam 10.10 sampai jam 11.10 melalui WA group atau melalui Zoom. Tidak, MITAS tidak melalui Zoom ya, MITAS melalui GCR. Kalau Anda tidak punya akses untuk GCR mungkin karena internet, akan saya upload melalui WA group juga. Oke, jadi besok minggu depan jam 10.10 bukalah GCR ataupun WA grup Anda. Untuk pengumuman bagaimana Anda melaksanakan itu tes ujian reading itu akan saya umumkan 2 hari sebelum ujian. So the most important thing is that you have to get internet. Ya, internetnya harus disiapkan betul supaya Anda tidak kehilangan kesempatan untuk ujian MITAS. Okay, so you do the test 1 hour and submit it at the time that we have already scheduled. Nanti saya beritahu kapan harus mengumpulkan, tapi saya akan rencanakan mengumpulkannya dalam waktu 1 jam itu. Ya, karena itu Anda siapkan internet, jangan sampai terjadi ma'am, internet saya ini begini ya, oke. Harus usahakan bagaimana cari tempat yang bisa you can do the MITAS well, itu yang harus saya sampaikan. Dan tidak ada ujian susulan kecuali ada yang sakit dengan menggunakan surat dokter, you just upload it on the WA group atau bisa japri ke saya. Materinya 5 materi yang sudah kita bicarakan dan ada bentuknya ya. Ini mungkin loh ya. Tapi ya bisa saya buat, bisa saya tidak bisa buat ya. 1, question and answer. You have the text and you have to answer the question that I write it on the test. The second form can be you just stated true and false. Betul atau salah pernyataan saya. Okay. And the third one, of course, you have to find out the meaning of a word that I have already written down on it on the test, based on the text. Meaning berdasarkan teks, bukan dalam dictionary. Okay. And the fourth one can be, I would like you to write down the main idea of each paragraph. You organize that, okay? Summarize belum ya, tidak akan sampai summarize karena teori tentang summarize belum saya berikan. Jadi cukup meaning kata, kemudian main idea dari setiap kalimat yang Anda perhatikan ya dalam setiap teks, dalam setiap paragraf di dalam teks itu. Oke. Itu bentuk-bentuk yang mungkin akan saya pakai untuk menanyakan di dalam ujian nanti. Any other questions so far? Is it clear enough?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear.
Ya, minggu depan ujiannya, teksnya disiapkan semuanya. Kalau belum punya, di-upload di KCR. Ada 5 teks yang sudah saya siapkan. Nanti saya tulis lagi di WA Group apa saja teksnya. Dan pengumuman menunggu ya di WA Group akan saya sampaikan apa saja langkah-langkah yang harus Anda siapkan untuk ujian online. Ujiannya online ya untuk reading 4. So, do you have any question? Oh ya, saya pesankan juga ya, kalau Anda nanti terpaksa harus mengirim ke email, saya email juga boleh nanti, tapi saya utamakan ke GCR, tolong tulis nama lengkap dan nomor mahasiswa, itu yang harus Anda lakukan. Jangan menggunakan nama sandi-sandi atau nama-nama pendek Anda dalam email. Itu saya akan bingung sekali ini siapa. Akhirnya Anda bilang saya mengerjakan soal tapi tidak ada nilai. Begitu kan akhirnya? Tolong ditulis namanya lengkap beserta nomor mahasiswa. Oke? Understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. So, if you don't have any question, tadi saya yang minta siapa tadi? Arifka ya. Arifka tolong sampaikan ke Rahim, nanti saya akan bilang ke Rahim juga untuk membuat YouTube hari ini because this Zoom, this meeting is very important thing. This is a kind of review for what we have already done and also some information that you have to give attention to know well for related with the meters, of course. Hello, Arifka. That's it?
Yes,
Stay
ma'am.
recorded ya, tolong disampaikan ke Rahim. Nanti Anda buat YouTube dan share di WA Group. Ya, oke, Arifka?
Yes, ma'am.
Oke, thank you. Dan yang lainnya tolong jangan lupa selalu absen. You just attendance listnya harus Anda perhatikan juga karena itu akan menentukan nilai Anda nanti. Ya?
Ma'am, saya pernah 2 meeting itu telat absen, ma'am, kayak terlambat sekitar 1 jam, ma'am.
Wah, terlambat 1 jam berarti ya ikut tuh ya.
Itu karena apa namanya notif attendance itu tidak masuk ke to-do list loh, ma'am. Jadi nggak masuk ke notif HP.
Ya sudah. Nanti saya bicarakan sama Rahim. Tapi memang Anda masuk ya?
Masuk, ma'am.
Oke. Ya sudah, nanti saya bicarakan sama Rahim. Mungkin attendance itu bisa diperpanjang untuk masa durasinya. Jadi tidak hanya hari itu mungkin atau minggu ya mungkin ya. Ya nanti saya bicarakan dengan Rahim. Oke?
Oke, thank you.
Yep. No questions so far. That's it. Okay. Stay healthy and say bye-bye. See you on the meet test. But I'll give you information about the meet test 2 days before it. Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.